Alright, YouTube, it's Shadow King Nazru, here with a review for Rosario Vampire 2, Chapter 65.5, and oh boy, we had another awesome chapter that I just needed to put the sunglasses on because it was so brilliant that my eyes could not handle it without these. Let's get to it, shall we? Aqua explains that Skinny and Mocha, now in Shinzo form, have the power of creation. The power of creation allows him to mix spirit energy with one's blood and controls it at will and uses it to mold anything they desire, such as Skune's jet black armor and Mocha's outfit along with their bat wings. It's amazing that Akihisa has a better understanding of how spirit energy works more than a certain author. Masashi Kishimoto. Anyway, Skinny Mocha also have the ability to cause things to explode with every attack, which they use to do some devastating blows to Dracula's giant main body. And the other members of the newspaper club all think Skinny and Mocha have defeated Dracula for good and prepared to do a group hug. However, things are obviously not that simple. Dracula's tendrils start popping up, and he starts speaking, with the tendril consisting of eyeballs, a mouth, and a nose covering it. Fucked up. Seriously fucked up. And the tendril says that their powers don't live up to the hype of his clones, Hokuto and Kiria. Even though Hokuto is not really a clone, he's just a human made into a chimera. But it's a long story. With a description of their potential, writing both Mocha and Tsukune that they're just merely pawns of Mikogame. And Aqua is made extremely nervous that Dracula can still be alive after being torn to shreds. And Yukari thinks that Dracula is truly immortal and invincible. Pretty much going with how my theory is that no matter how badly you turn up Dracula, he'll still come back. The only way to kill him is to do it the same way you deal with Majin Buu, destroy him completely and utterly until there's not even so much as an atom or soul of him left. And let's see, Dracula clone takes the remains of the main body to form a new amalgamation of monster parts, which all form into this like giant blob thing. Yeah. If you read the manga, you'll know what I'm talking about. Trust me, it's not going to be a pretty sight for those for the weak of heart. Dracula reminds them of the eggs he had planted back in the Snow Woman's village, which would be Mizure's home, and says that he had done that throughout the country for over 200 years, and is releasing creatures to wreak havoc upon the world, and make a world where only monsters will live in this new utopia, and the humans will be obviously killed off. Dracula tells Skinny he should stop opposing him since Skinny is no longer human. And he says that while Mocha's blood was the trigger for his transformation, the Holy Lock that was supposed to seal it didn't do so. The Holy Lock's real purpose was to adapt the body to monster power while repressing the side effects, thus transitioning Skinny from human to vampire and preventing him from becoming a ghoul. And this was all part of Mikogame's intent all along. So this was pretty much back to my theory all the way back in Rosario Vampire Season 1. How I theorized that it didn't seem like the Holy Lock was doing all the good job keeping Skinny's human side intact and as the vampire powers kept leaking out. So I felt that there must be some other purpose, and we see now it's this. Let's see. Malchus starts destroying parts of Dracula's body while telling Skinny what Dracula says isn't true. While Dracula says he should abandon the idea of human and monsters coexisting since he isn't human and thus has no stake in them. Kurumu wants to help Moka and Skinny, but Yukari points out that it's pretty much pointless since not even two Shinzo vampires can kill Dracula, so what chance do they have? And his offsprings are terrorizing humanity, with one of them looking like a T-Rex with tentacle mouths eating people. I was going to do I'm a motherfucking T-Rex reference, but I'm running. I don't have time for that. So we'll just continue on, shall we? Skinny admits there was a big difference with him being human while his friends were monsters, but their differences allowed them to understand one another and help each other. Nice to stick in your guns, Skinny. Well done. Give me a moment. Thank you. The newspaper club gets reinforcements from Gin, Haiji, and Ling Ling Wang, with Ling Ling reminding the others that Aqua couldn't kill her since Ling Ling is a zombie. And Gin said that they had to play possum to recover their wounds. Which kind of went back to my theory that even though vampires are the most known for having a healing factor since it's so great and so potent, all other monsters are able to heal faster than humans, just not as good as vampires, so they're not really known for that. And we see that along with them, Cylon and Rodier have come to help, with Ling Ling explaining that they're helping because her family, the Wong family, and the Miu family formed an alliance. And she's explaining this to Ruby, who asks why are they working with them. And with her brother Fong Fong Wong being too ecstatic about this whole thing for Cylon's taste. And we also get to see a nice funny bit with Rudier being a sadist. She's happy that she's able to live out her sadist fantasy on Dracula, who can heal faster than she can cut him. Oh boy, there's probably going to be a Rudier and Dracula pairing now. Anyway, then we see that the offsprings of Dracula are fought off within each city of Japan by the Wong and Miyu family, which are led by Fong Fong and Ling Ling's parents, Huang and Tim Tim, who are assisted by Midao and Mako from the Antithesis group. And now there's a lot of you guys saying, wait, Antithesis were the enemy of the newspaper club and all of Yokai Academy because they're hosting mostly pure-blooded monsters, so why are they helping them now? Well, what? Well, the manga doesn't explain it. I do have my own explanation. It's because they got screwed over by a pure-blood monster, which would be Dracula, and this was kind of like their fuck you to him. And, yeah, so they decided that, hey, these guys may be pure-blood, but at least they didn't take advantage of us, so we might as well team up with these guys. And we also see they're joined by Miss Kagome and Miss Nakaname, and Mizure's mom, Sarara, Kurumu's mom, Agaha, and Yukari's mom, Fujiko, with Sarara using a Gatling gun. I love me a girl with a gun. Anyway, Mikagami and Tohou Fuhai arrived, saying that they haven't been idle these 200 years either, since gathering allies to fight Dracula was part of their plan. Mikagami confesses that what Dracula has said was true, and he And Skune, if he wants to, can condemn him if he wishes. But Skune says he chose his path and holds no regrets or resentment. Well done. Well done. Dracula is tired of Skune's speeches of unity and tolerance and forms a giant hand to crush him and his friends. But Mikogami and Tohei Fuhai hold it off. And Tohei Fuhai says Dracula may be immortal, but his vitality isn't limitless. They just need to keep destroying him, and thus this inspires the whole newspaper club to fight. Really great chapter. It was nice to see that everybody is trying to take on Dracula, but even though it seems pretty hopeless because Dracula's regenerative powers and his having the abilities of various monsters and being the most powerful vampire to have ever existed, that's a huge problem. And we start to see the end game of Dracula's plan of that he's going to unleash hordes of monsters to start committing human genocide. And it was pretty badass watching Skune and Mocha use their new Shinja power to take on Dracula. And it was pretty much a nice tie into the All-Star cast, and it was great to know that a lot of my theories that I made up when season 1 was starting are all coming to fruition in these final chapters. So let's see where things end in chapter 65.6. Well, technically there's an epilogue left, but this is somewhat the final chapter. Then we'll see you there next time.